Good morning, everyone. I know you're wondering why I'm so bright and bubbly first thing in the morning. I mean, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I've just woken up from a fantastic night's sleep. Now, I'm sure you're wondering, well, why is she going to be doing a video first thing in the morning? Well, I just can't contain my excitement, to be honest with you, because I think for years, maybe, I've been suffering with sleep apnea. Now, I never really realised how much effect it had on my body until I've actually noticed the difference between waking up after sleeping without using a sleep apnea machine and waking up with using a sleep apnea machine. And the difference is just unbelievable. I feel as light as a feather. My concentration, my head just doesn't feel so heavy. Now, what is sleep apnea? Well, I'm no professional, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but the effects that it had on me was I was sleeping, I was going to bed at night, having what I thought was a good night's sleep, meaning I wasn't waking up in the night, getting physically out of bed, apart from going to the toilet 2 or 3 times during the night. So, as far as I was concerned, I'd slept for maybe even 8 hours at a time. But when I wake up in the morning, it's as if I hadn't slept all night. I'm still tired, lethargic, fatigue. I was going to work and come mid-afternoon, I was falling asleep at my computer. And recently, and when I say recently, in the past 6 months, I've actually been unable to function, like my brain is just sleeping inside. I remember a couple of months ago, I was in a training session and I was asked to stand up and give a presentation of the course that we were giving. And I just couldn't, I was just sleeping inside, falling asleep. So the effects are just unbelievable. Eventually, I was told by my daughter on several occasions that I snore. Now, snoring, okay, it's funny for other people and it doesn't really affect me. I mean, you're snoring, but you're not awake, so you don't know. But people that, your family, your friends, hear you, so they can relay back to you how bad your snoring condition is. And even my snoring was beginning to affect me because I was being offered to go on holiday, say, with my friends and share a room, and I would turn them down and say, look, there's no way I can share a room with anybody because of my snoring. So one night, after having this discussion with my daughter, who was telling me that, you know, you're snoring and you sound like a grizzly bear, I thought, I'm going to record myself. So I set my phone up and recorded myself sleeping at night. And when I actually heard myself in the morning, I felt upset because it sounded like I was like gasping for air, that I was just struggling to breathe and struggling to you know, all night. I was just tossing and turning and making these funny gurgling sounds and snoring sounds. And eventually, to cut a long story short, I went to a sleep a doctor who specialises in sleep apnea, basically. And after the first consultation, he did say that I think, you know, you really have got sleep apnea, so we need to ask you to come in for a sleep study. So I stayed overnight in the clinic, and lo and behold, the results showed that I did actually have severe sleep apnea, which means that I was actually sleeping, but during my sleep, I stopped breathing. And then when you stop breathing, you're not actually rested and oxygen doesn't go to the brain, and you could end up with a heart attack or a stroke. And keeping in mind that my mother actually died of a massive heart attack in her sleep. And I do have an underlying heart condition. So with all the medical problems that I have, my doctor said that, you know, you need to start using a sleep apnea machine. So I just wanted to share that with you, and also just show you the machine that I sleep with, and really recommend that anybody that has similar symptoms, look it up. You know, we're lucky in today's technology. You just need to Google something and you can get all the information you need. But I would strongly advise you to look it up and have a sleep study test if you're having similar symptoms as I was, where I was like falling asleep left, right and centre. The machine, the mask that I use to go to bed with is this one. It's got the nasal cushions ones. I did try on another one, but that wasn't as comfortable. It goes over the nose and the mouth and everything, and I just felt a bit claustrophobic. So this one, although when I first used it I did have a little bit of a sore nose, but I've been using pseudo cream and that has settled down, so I've got no problem with that. But basically you place the cushions here into your nostrils, and then you just pull over the top like this. I know that I look as though I'm going to go scuba diving, but trust me, I would much rather go to sleep with this and have oxygen coming into mine, there you go, into my lungs and into my brain, and have a good night's sleep. But most of all, waking up feeling energized, rested and being able to function is such a wonderful feeling, and we need to appreciate how important sleep is. It's a very, very important thing to get a good night's sleep. And if you're going to bed and sleeping all night and waking up as though you're still, you know, not rested, then there's a problem. I mean, I didn't have insomnia, I didn't have problems sleeping. I was sleeping, but I wasn't sleeping, if that makes sense. I'll just show you the machine before I sign off. Here is the machine, which is, there it is. That is my sleep app machine, which has a kind of hose that connects like a hoover really to the mask, and that's it. So thank you for listening. I hope that my experience helps others, because my all-time motto is sharing is caring, and I like to share my experiences with other people, because I feel that if anybody is able to gain anything from my experiences, then what I've been through wouldn't be in vain, and it would be well worth going through whatever I do. So thank you for listening, and till next time, bye.